are going to discuss the capstone project. And once the capstone project is done, next we'll see the step-by-step execution, complete step-by-step execution of the capstone project, and along with the ML pipeline. Instead of one capstone project, if the time permits, we'll try to do the second capstone project also. I'll show you both of them, and I will whatever I'm showing in the class, everything will be uploaded. Right now, next coming to the next one. First, let us complete that one. Later, we'll discuss next one. So we are going to discuss on the credit card approval, whether to approve the credit card or not. Okay, this is the project. Okay, now first question, what is this project about? Before discussing that project about, okay, first we have to discuss which companies are going to use this one. Means all the banking and finance related companies where it is having a real-time application. If it is not having a real-time application, there is no use. So it should have the real-time application. So in your resume, what you're going to write, if this is the project, title is going to be credit card approval prediction. And domain, banking by finance sector. Description. So based on the parameters, this project is implemented using the CRISP-DM methodology. And we have predicted whether the person should be accepted the credit card or should be rejected the credit card with more than 85% accuracy. And we have applied the optimization. And along with that, we have done the hyperparameter tuning. And finally, we have got the best model, which gives the accuracy of 85% or something. What are the answer you have got? Example, I'm saying 85. I don't know exact answer what I have got here. Right? So you are going to write the description like this. And what are the projects, what are the algorithms you have applied here means all the classification algorithms like logistic regression, KNN, next one is SVM, followed by decision tree, random forest, ADA boost, gradient boost, XGBoost, and ANN. All the algorithms we are going to apply. And which algorithm has given the best answer, that algorithm we have saved as a pickle file or joblib file. Right? So now, what are the credit card approval project is there? Now, at the end, we have to present this one. This basically one of the student, my ex-student, he has done this project and he has shared me this one. Right? Now, whatever he has worked, okay, this project. Now, here the credit card approval, and he has created one PPT also. And using this PPT, and he has given with a detailed description of the project. And finally, he has presented. Okay, he has presented whatever the things he has observed, and he has made a report on that. And one report he has shared to me, and one PPT also he has shared to me. And whatever the project we are having here, credit card approval prediction. Okay, this is one of the project, okay, which is having a real-time application. So he has given the what is the project introduction and what is the project objective. And for this, what are the data set was provided. In the data set, multiple columns are there, and what are the column names meaning is. Okay, ID, gender, car owner, property, whether he's having any property or not, yes or no. Whether he's having children means what is the count of the children, 0. If he's not having children means 0. And what is the annual income, what is the type of the income, and what is the education. All these details I'm having. And what is the purpose of this project is, in the today's world, everyone are depending on the credit. Credit means on debt. They are taking the amount from others and they are fulfilling their needs. And once they have committed, they are going to repay that one. Sir, why we have to take the debt? Means why we have to take the loan? Why we can't do our work on our own? For example, you are going to take from the bank 1 lakh rupees. For 1 lakh rupees, you have to pay for 1 year. For 1 year, you have to pay 10,000 rupees, 10% rate of interest. 10% rate of interest means 10,000 rupees per annum. Now, if 1 lakh rupees, you are able to generate using that 1 lakh, you are having the brain. In the brain, you are having some idea. Using that idea, you are able to generate 25,000. For bank, you are paying 10,000 and you are going to take the 15,000. So bank is giving for your some money to go forward. For example, banks doesn't give the money. Though we are having the idea also, till we earn that 1 lakh, we have to wait. Till that 1 lakh, whenever we earn that 1 lakh and we save in the bank account, till that time we have to wait. Now, what the banks are doing to us means they are pushing us. They are pushing us in terms of use this 1 lakh and complete the whatever the idea you're having. Using that one, you develop and also pay for us. You develop, we also develop. So you are not having the money. I am having the money. I am not having the idea, but you are having the idea. One is having idea, one is having money. We both collide. But your idea may click, may not click. I don't know. I'm not going to invest on your idea. I'll invest on you. Your idea fails, maybe. But I will give you the money as a debt. And using this money, you develop. You create, for example, if I'm making with you a business deal, then I require the profit sharing. The bank has to take the profit. So if you are getting 25,000 as the profit, they have to take 12,500 because 50-50 or 60-40, something. But banks don't want the profit sharing, irrespective of what are the profit. For example, for 1 lakh, you have got 60,000 in a year. I'm not saying per month, in a year. In a year, you have got 60,000. For that also, you pay for me 10,000 only. For 1 lakh, you have got 1 lakh. Still pay for me 10,000 only. So banks will be fixed on their interest rate. With our ideas, we are going to develop. Okay. Any government will give the loans. By giving the loans, they will increase the economic with respect to level of India. So by giving the loans, who is going to give the loans? Means banks. Who is bank? Means again RBI. Who is RBI? Means government only. Indirectly government only. What are the money SBI bank is having? That is government money only. Central government money only. That government money they are giving as a debt. Directly government can't give. Government has to give officially free only. Government can't officially give the money for debt purpose. It can't do the business with us. Finance business, the government should not do the finance business. So for that, what they have chosen is third party through banks. Through banks, they are paying us the loans, and using the loans, you develop, develop the country, everything. Sir, I am developing means okay. Using 1 lakh rupees loan, 10,000 I am paying for the bank, and 15,000 I am taking. How the India is going to develop in this? But you are for that 15,000, you are going to pay the tax now. Remaining profit, whatever the profit you have earned, 10,000 you have paid for the bank, but remaining 15,000 profit. For that profit, you will pay the tax now. That tax will be used for the India's development. So by giving 1 lakh to you, India is going to develop. This is the perspective of government. Public perspective is they are going to take the money and they are enjoying. That is secondary. Instead of developing, they are enjoying. But actual meaning of taking the personal loan or credit card or whatever it is, the meaning of them is to develop or to fulfill your needs. Why the credit card means every day you have to use something. Instead of your valuable money, whatever you are having, don't waste your valuable money. Use the credit card. Use the credit card, and after taking the credit card, within the 40 days, if you repay, you don't need to pay 1 rupee extra also. Now, sir, if all the persons in India who are taking the credit cards, if they pay on time, whatever the money they have taken, if they pay on time, banks has to close. Literally, banks has to close the credit cards. Basically, what is the purpose of credit card introduction into the market is the person will have the requirements immediately, but that money will be struck in the business or somewhere. He has to develop with that business. His personal needs has to be filled with another option. That option is called as credit card. Now using this credit card, he will fulfill the 1 month, whatever his requirements are there, and he will pay that money in a single shot. That is the purpose of creating the credit card. But nowadays, what others are doing is that is a different story. Okay, that is the purpose. Government has created credit card in that way. Okay, for credit card, you have to take the money and you have to spend your monthly needs from the day 1 to day 30th. You have to complete your monthly needs using the credit card. On 30th, on the month end, instead of taking every day one amount, for example, you are taking today 1000 rupees and you are spending. Instead of 1000 rupees, you are spending from your own pocket. Keep that 1000 rupees with you only and develop yourself. At the month end, you pay that 1000 rupees. In this 30 days, whatever the 1000 rupees is there with you, that 1000 rupees you use for your own purpose and generate from that 1000 rupees 2 rupees or 3 rupees, whatever the things. But for me, you pay only 1000 rupees at the end, that too. Very good intention, basically. The government has initiated that one, very good intention. Not only Indian government, any government, central government, any country's government, the meaning of credit card is that one. But people has used that one and they are not repaying. They are misusing that one. Now, what they have done is they have imposed the interest rate as 42%. Means 4 rupees interest rate. Literally, it will be 4 rupees interest rate. So none of them who are using the credit card, they will not delay the payments. If they delay the payments, automatically for them only interest is going to be very, very high, which is unbearable when compared to your personal loan. So they want to control these people. In order to not to misuse that one, they have to control. For controlling of one way is threatening them. For in this class, if any student is doing something extra activity, how to control? Either by beating. If this is a small kid means we'll beat. I can't beat you, right? Small kids we can beat. How I have to beat you means by threatening. How we have to threaten means if you do any extra works in the class means you'll not get the certificate. Simple. Whatever you are interested, for what purpose you are sitting in the class, that you will not get means automatically is called as threatening. Right? This is one way of controlling. Like that, multiple ways are there. Okay. Now, all these things. So before, when we are working on the credit card heading, first we have to understand what is credit card. From there we have to start. Why I'm saying all this story is for any project, you have to start from the scratch level. So what is meant by credit card and what is the use of that one? How the risk management is there also? What is the proposal and why this project is important? What is the importance of this project? All these things. Not capstrom project means simply taking the data set from the Kaggle and importing import pandas and pd.read csp and simply cleaning the data and applying a fit on extra and y train. That is not project. Doing the coding is not called as project. Project means understanding and developing the business. Without understanding, only coding will develop the business. If coding will develop the business means why humans, robots are better. We can hire the robots. Why to hire then humans? Humans has to understand. Not blindly they have to work. So they have to understand the reality and what is the importance. Why banking people are giving the credit card. What they give the credit card, what they get in return by giving the credit card. And what is the maximum duration, how the credit card process will work. And all these things they have to take. Sir, I don't know about credit card. Then how I can know miss? Either using the Google or ChatGPT. Sir, in the Google, everything is not clear, sir. Then apply for a credit card. Go to a bank, apply for a credit card. And while applying a credit card, ask what are the documents you require. And what are the documents they are required. Or there is a credit card application form. In the credit card application form, each first one is name. Name is one column. Column name heading is name. Second column is date of birth. There is one more column, date of birth. Whatever it is collecting the data, each one is one column. So based on our data, it is processing and it is going to give the output. So whatever the data it is collecting, it is processing that information. So if you apply for any credit card, okay, first the person is going to ask, sir, what you are going to do? What you will do, sir? Are you salarized person? Yes. Why you are asking that question? Sir, for salarized persons, we are providing. Why? Because In the data, salaries person, students, and these things are there. If you do the analysis, okay, directly they have not concluded that salaries persons only we have to give the credit card. They have not concluded directly. They have observed, means they have given to the students. They have given to the outsiders, means normal persons who are not salaried persons. And out of this, they have how many has repaid on time? How many of them has not repaid on time? Means salaries persons has repaid on time more amount of. In that also, some people will not repay, but percentage wise, if you see the percentage wise, salaries people are paying on time with respect to more. Non-salaries persons are paying with respect to less. Why salaries persons are able to do like that? Because at least what are the things they do in one day, they'll get full amount. One amount they'll get. In that amount, first they'll fulfill the credit card because that is the highest interest rate now. But whereas the business persons, which date they are going to get, they also don't know unless they do the business. For student, when they are going to get the money, they also don't know. Once their father has to send the money. When the father is going to send, we don't know. Today, if you ask also, some fathers will send instantly. Some fathers will say that next 2 days or 3 days, I will send the money. It might be. So in this case, they have observed the data, and most of the salaries persons are repaying on time. So that is the reason most of the companies will be interested for salaries persons. Now, within the salaries persons, which person is repaying on time, which person is not repaying on time? They have again observed. The person who is having the own house, they are repaying on time. The person who is not having own house, they are not repaying on time. That is observations. We are not going to conclude on a single person. If single person he is having a salary and he is having own house and he is repaying, means he is a good one. We can't conclude on based on a single record. The bank will have the multiple records. HDFC Bank, if you take the HDFC Bank credit cards data, which type of people are there? In that, some people will have the own house, some people will not have the own house. Some people will be salaries, some people will not be salaries. Some people will have the salary less than 10,000, some people will have salary more than 10,000. Right? So we are having with respect to different people. Now, if you make the observations, in that observations, whoever having with respect to own house is not there, they are not going to repay. Why they'll not repay generally means, if you understand the details, then we'll understand the logic. If the person is not having if any person don't repay generally, the bank executives will come to their house and they'll ask the money. But the person who is rented, he will vacate the house only. He'll go to another house. And if you go to the old house and if you ask about that person information, that information will not be there. Sir, we don't know. Everyone will say like that. So the bank will find difficult unless he apply one more loan. Nowadays, everything was systematic. Everything are connected to your PAN card, Aadhaar card, everything. Earlier, before PAN card, before Aadhaar card, so many things are there. PAN card is okay. Aadhaar card came in the 2010 or 2011, approximately 10 years back only. Before to that, Aadhaar card is not there. 2008 and 2007, Aadhaar card is not there. But banks are there. Loans are there. Credit cards are there. At that time, how they have processed. Technology was developed. So technology was developed, automatically everything was controlled. Means as technology was developed, unnecessary thoughts also developed. Wrong ideas also developed. Utilizing the money in a wrong way also developed. How the technology is getting developed, persons are also getting developed in a new way. Earlier, they used to come to house and robbery. Now they are doing from the computer directly robbery. Hacking. Okay, earlier that is not there. Nowadays it is there because of technology. Some people are using the technology in a right way. Some people are using technology in a wrong way. Now coming to the back to the point. For any project, first step is business problem understanding. Clearly, you have to understand the data. And how it is this credit cards, if the persons are not going to repay the credit cards amount, how it is going to impact on the banking sectors. And if they repay on time, how it is going to develop the banking sectors. If every person is repaying on time and if with interest, if they are repaying, means what happens? If they don't repay original amount only, if they are not repaying, means what happens? Now, how it is going to impact? So this one is going to be useful in today's market, in today's banking sector. The loan approval predictions or credit card predictions, these are going to be very helpful for the banking sector. Any bank, whether it is a HDFC, whether it is a ICICI, whether it is a SBI, whatever the bank name, every bank is sustaining based on the interest amount what they are collecting from the public. In the savings account, they are giving for us 4%, but from the person they are collecting with 12% or 13%. And what are the fixed amounts we are doing? Fixed deposits. For that, they are paying for us 6% or 7%. And that amount they are giving to others at 12%, 14%. Our amount they are distributing to others. They are taking our amount and they are distributing. Since it is in the circulation, market circulation, we are not able to understand that one. We are able to think that, sir, if I keep in the fixed deposit, assume that I have kept in fixed deposit of 5 lakhs. My 5 lakhs always in the bank only now. Today, if I go also, they'll repay now. They are repaying not your amount. Your amount already was given to others. Others amount, suddenly some new person will deposit that money now. That money they are giving for you. That is it's called as circulation. Your money will not be in the locker. Whatever the 5 lakhs you are depositing, they are not going to keep in the locker. If they keep in the locker without utilizing that one, why they have to pay for you 7% or 6%? Whether it is going to keep something, if they keep in the locker that money, it will give additional money? No, right? From where they are going to pay the extra money then? By giving my money to others. That process, this process is there, that is given official rights to only to the banks, not to the outsiders. Outsiders also, sir, this idea is very nice now. Today I will take the money from you and I will give to others. In between I will rotate like this, means you are not having the right. If you want that right, means you have to take the license from the government for doing that type of work. Right? Now all these things. So here we are going to work on this. Now here, if you observe this project, whatever the project is there. Okay. Here I'm going to have 2 data files. 2 data files are there. In the data set, there are 2 files. 2 CSV files are there. First CSV file is having only with respect to the data. There is no output variable only. Different IDs, gender, car owner, properties, and all these details, family members, email ID, whatever you are having, everything is there. But whatever everything you are having, there is no output variable. In this, there is no output variable only. So output variable is in the separate CSV file. They have given in a separate CSV file. Okay, here only output is there. But this output, whatever the ID is there, this ID and the starting number ID is different. Then what do you have to do? First, you have to do the merge. Based on the ID wise, you have to do the merge. When ID wise you have done the merge, then you have to do. Directly, if you copy this column, sir, simply copy this column and paste there, miss. This ID is different and that ID is different. The first row ID is different, this ID is different. If both the IDs are same, directly simply you can copy. Or simply either copy in the Excel sheet or in the pandas concat. Okay, side by side concatenation we are going to do. Concat. But here IDs are different. First row ID number is different. Here the first row ID number is different. So first you have to apply the merge function. Merge means join. So basically this is in a different table in the SQL. That is in a different table in the SQL database. In the database, they have created different tables. Whether the person has repaid on time or not, or whether the person was approved the credit card or not, that is in the different table, and details are in the different table. Whatever the collection was done, that is in the different table. So 2 different tables are there. And these 2 different tables, we are going to merge them. So here I'm going to use pandas, numpy, matplotlib, cbone, and math library, math for like a square root function or exponential function, something. Okay. and model selection, train test split, standard scalar, and warnings if you want to remove the warnings. Now you are going to load the two CSV files, and after loading the two CSV files, you are going to merge them by applying the function called as inner. Inner function means inner join, means in the both of them it's commonly should be available. Sir, if the commonly is not available, for example, output variable is there but input is not there, what we can do? Without input, output is there means what we can do? Or input is there, output is not there, what we can do? If a percent record is there but answer is not there, how we can use that one? Sir, we can use that one as a testing data. Na? Testing data also, if you use also, test accuracy you have to find miss actual value should be there. Na? If actual is there miss, comparison can be done. Actual only is not there miss, from where you will do the comparison? Then we can replace, we can fill the data. Na? Either with applying the mode or something, we can replace the data, fill the data. Na? Missing values are there. In the output data, we can fill the. Na? If you are filling in the output, why to predict then? You are filling your answer and you are predicting your answer. Why to fill, why to predict? If you are interested in filling means directly for the new data also fill that one. There also it is empty. There also fill. No need to predict now. For a new data, future data, input data is there. Output data only missing. Output data you take it as missing value and fill it. Simply in one shot it is completed. Why to apply the machine learning algorithm also? So never we have to fill the output variable. In the output variable, any missing values are there, miss that record should be dropped. Because that answer you don't know, I don't know. Without knowing the answer, if I fill randomly like that, miss the future answer also is going to be random, not original answer. So in the original data, that is output variable. Output variable is having missing values, miss it has to be removed. Now input data missing values are there. If the data entire row is empty and output is 0, how we are going to fill this one? If some values are there and something is missing, means we are going to fill. Row is entirely empty and last value only you are having. So obviously you have to remove this data also. That is the reason whenever there is a missing data, first I ask you to extract the missing values data. Observe that one first. After observing, later decide what we have to do. Without blindly by seeing, we should not fill. Right? So here they have done the merge function and later then they have worked on the total records. Total records, how many are there? Miss 1548 rows are there with 19 columns. In these 19 columns, out of 19 columns, if you observe the email ID, it is 0 only. There is no email ID. For none of them, email ID is not there. So there is no use. There is no use. So simply you can delete that one. Basically, if every person's mail ID is there, also no use. Because person to person, the mail ID will be different. So if the person mail ID is there, also no use. If the person mail ID is here, 0 is there, that is also no use. So this column you are going to remove. For removing this column, statistics is not required. Nothing is required. Common sense only is required. Based on the common sense, we are going to say that email ID and credit card approval is not having any link. And we are going to remove this one. Similarly, ID also not having any relation. Like that, first we are going to observe each of them. Okay. So clearly you are going to get the info. In the info, int and objects, how many of them are categorical are there, how many of them are continuous variables are there. Like this you are going to take with all the records. And categorical columns, what are the categorical columns, what are the numerical columns, wherever it is equal to number, and that one you are going to have, and you are going to check the missing values percentage. So df.eSnull.sum divided by length function into 100 means percentage. So you are going to get type of the occupation is having 31% missing values are there. So it is having more amount of missing values. That particular column is having more amount of missing values. You are going to remove that column. Okay. So how many columns are having the missing values? We are writing everything. So that in the future, if someone asks, "Array, in this data, what was given?" means We no need to by heart that one. In our brain, we no need to keep everything. If you keep in the paper, automatically whenever they ask, we can see this. If it is not there here, automatically we have to store in the brain. This is unnecessary things. Unnecessary things no need to waste our valuable brain. Valuable brain is storing for main things, not unnecessary things. Yesterday, in which bench I have set, in which location, where I have parked my bike, and after my bike, whose side my bike has parked. No need to waste all these things. For unnecessary things, no need to waste. Similarly, by seeing the Instagram reels also, no need to waste. There will be no use. Okay, in that reel, whatever the person was doing, you are not going to get anything. That you no need to store. Seeing is different, storing is different. Don't store. See, but don't store. Storing has to be done only important things. Unimportant things, don't store. So here, I'm going to remove the irrelevant features like mobile number, working phone number, phone with respect to email ID. What is the difference between the mobile number versus phone number? Means landline number. If any person is having landline, so we are going to drop that one. Email ID, type of occupation. Why you are dropping the type of occupation? Means more amount of missing values are there. The reason behind that is remaining why you are dropping means there is no connection with the output variable. What is the reason? There should be some reason now. There is no connection. So you are dropping. Now this you are going to work. Next you are going to see with respect to whether how many people are employed and how many of them are. And you are going to take the output variable. Now you are having total only 14 features for your analysis. And you are going to check what is the average annual income. By applying the describe function, you have observed with annual income. What is the annual income? Average value. Average value you are seeing here 1.91 into 10 to the power of 5. So, which is almost close to 1,91,391. That is the average income per annum, not per month, with annum. And standard deviation where you are having with respect to 1,13,253 of standard deviation. So wide income distribution is there. So as the standard deviation is more, the data distribution is more. If the standard deviation is less, the data is very close to the mean. All the data points are very close to the mean. If the standard deviation is high, means all the data points are far away from the mean. So what are the observations you have done, right? And now you are going to see here all the things, and in the columns for what are the columns are there, within the columns what are the unique values are there. Gender column is having the unique values called as M, F and AN. NAM is missing values, so you have to replace the missing values. Car owner, yes or no. Property owner, yes or no. Income future, working, commercial, state, pensioner. Just apply the for loop. Okay, instead of writing in a separate different cells, they have applied the for loop. For each and every future, they have applied the for loop. And all these things. Now, whenever you have observed these unique values in each of them, if it is only two categories, if you apply label encoding or dummy encoding or ordinal encoding, everything is same. No difference for binary class. But when you are having more than two classes, in that case, you have to observe whether it is a nominal variable or ordinal variable, and accordingly, you have to do the encoding. If it is a nominal variable, means nominal encoding, ordinal variable means ordinal encoding, right? And based on that, here we are going to do the complete encoding. And once the encoding is done, now we are going to visualize the graph. What are the things are there? Different plots we are going to make. This is called as exploratory data analysis. And whatever the observations you have find, key observations, key things, what are the things you have find in this, you are going to write that one. This is called as exploratory data analysis. Once this is done, now you are going to move on to with respect to all the observations. What are the observations? From every plot, you'll make some observations. So from all the different plots, what are the observations you have made? You are going to write all the observations. And once the observations are done, now you are moving on to the data pre-processing. That is EDA is completed, means now you are going to apply the cleaning and wrangling. Already I have told you what are the steps involved in the data science and data analyst role. So here, while presenting also, we are going to make initially some presentation. What are the insights we have observed? When we have worked on this data, raw data, what are the insights we have observed? We are going to make some presentation like this. To whom we are going to present? Whoever has shared the data set for you. Your team leader has shared, means for team leader you have to present. Client has shared, means client you have to present. Manager has shared, means manager you have to present. Whoever has shared you the data and who asked you to do the project, for them you have to present. Directly you can't present to the client. If your team leader has shared the data for you, means you have to present only to the team leader. You can't share to the others. So you have to make a good presentation, and by showing what are the things you have observed from each graph, what are the things. Graph, along with the graph, what are the observation. Graph, observation, graph, observation. Okay. Now, from these observations, I have analyzed and I have identified what is the relation between the education versus approval status, education, income type versus this one. So for highly educated people, what are the highly educated people are there? For those people, the approval status percentage is more. Cross tab, applied the cross tab. And if I have checked with respect to the persons who has done with low education, for example, they have completed only 10th class or 12th class, for them, we have rejected the credit cards. Okay. So what are the analysis you have observed? These things you are going to present. Up to here, it is called as exploratory data analysis. Okay. Data analysis you have done. If you are a data analyst, means with this, your work is completed. What are the observations you have made? Your work is completed. But here the plots, they are not that much of beautiful. Still, you have to make a betterization plots using the tableau. Okay, still more better plots using the tableau. Now, for example, you are as a data scientist. Now you have to predict for the new person. This is for old people. For example, HDFC Bank is there. Till today, how many people has applied for the credit card? Within that, how many people has got approved and not approved? Till today, you are having the data with you. Tomorrow, a new person is going to apply. For him, you have to approve or not to approve. Based on the analysis, you have to decide. Till now, you have worked is today's data. Tomorrow, whatever you are going to do is future data. Now, this machine learning is going to be applied on the predictive analytics. We are going to do the prediction. So for that, what we are going to do is we are going to do the data pre-processing first. So once we have done the data pre-processing, that is cleaning, replacing the null values and replacing the outliers, whatever the things are there, just you are going to clean the data, that is null values and data type, as type, by converting. Already we have discussed in the data cleaning, what are the different steps are there. You might get in terms of wrong data as a wrong data type, then you have to convert the data type. Wrong data is then miss, you have to replace. Missing values are there miss, either you have to drop or you have to fill. If it is outliers miss, either you have to replace or you have to retrain them or remove them. 3R technique is there: remove, replace, retrain. And we are going to apply the same logic and we are going to see the outliers, and we have cleaned the entire outliers. And once the data was cleaned, now I am going to store this data. Clean data, I'm going to store that one separately. One CSV file I'm going to create. How to create a separate CSV file or Excel file means whatever the clean data is there, df2 underscore Excel, and you're going to create the credit cards underscore cleaned dot xlx. Means you're creating one clean data as an Excel file, and that Excel file you are going to get as in the working directory like this. In your working directory, you'll get the clean data, credit cards cleaned. Whatever the credit cards got cleaned, I mean, finally, whatever the data frame was clean data is there, that you are going to store. This clean data, now you are applying the different algorithms. Whether all the algorithms you are applying in a single Jupyter notebook or you are applying on a different Jupyter notebooks also, now you have to load only the clean data. You don't need to do the remaining things. Only the clean data you have to load. For example, you are taking one Jupyter notebook for logistic regression separately. Directly load only the clean data. From there, you start the process. Apply only ML algorithm. Take one more Jupyter notebook. Clean data you load. Again, apply the KNN. Take another Jupyter notebook. Take only the clean data and apply the algorithm. Like that, you take for each algorithm clean data, right? And this clean data also you can share for the Tableau, and you can make the dashboard, and that dashboard you can share it to the client directly. The end user is a Tableau reader, miss, he will sim the plots directly. Is the point is clear? Now, so here, once the data was cleaned, now we are going to apply the data wrangling techniques, and you are going to do the encoding. Wherever the categorical data is there, you have to do the encoding. Data encoding comes under part of the data wrangling. So his complete data encoding was done, and whichever the data was not skewed, whichever the data is skewed, that will be converted to normal. And after converting to normal everything, now you are going to apply this in terms of train test split. Now, before applying to train test split, there is one of the most important concept which I have missed for you. Okay, what is that concept is? That concept name is called as, which I have missed for to explain for you during the classification. What is the concept is? Handling the imbalanced data set. This is the concept which I have missed. So handling the imbalance. If there is an imbalanced data set, data leakage, I already have told you, right? Scaling, whenever you have to do the scaling, that has to be done on the after train test split separately. Fit and transform on X train, transform on the X test. That I already have told you, data leakage. Now, the concept which I have missed is called as imbalanced data. Now, what is meant by imbalanced data means in the output variable. In the output variable, two categories are there. Out of two categories, one category you are having with very high amount of number of records, one category you are having less amount of records. Okay, so this is called as imbalance data set. What is meant by imbalanced data set means if the output variable, the number of categories of one class is very high and one class, the number of records are very low means, then it is called as imbalanced data. If the number of records are same means, then it is called as balanced data. Assume that in the output variable, I am having 99,000 records of one category, 1000 records of one category. Total number of records are 1 lakh. Out of 1 lakh records, 99,000 or one category, 1000 only one category. Now, if I take the entire 1 lakh records as it is like this, the machine automatically more amount of data it will predict as class of green color class, means class 1. Either here, let us take as class 0 and class 1, assume. Now, if you give this entire 1 lakh records directly to the machine, there is a high probability this will predict every time answer as 0. Because you have trained every time 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. You have trained like that. Automatically, it is by hearting that 0 only. It is not understanding the logic. So now in this case, how to overcome is there is a concept called as undersampling. Now, what is meant by undersampling means out of these 99,000, you select only 1000 records. Randomly, you choose any 1000 and this is 1000. Now, you work only on, instead of 1 lakh records, work on only on 2000 records. Instead of considering the entire 1 lakh records, apply only 2000 records. From this, you select randomly 1000. From this, you take randomly 1000 and apply the sample model. Sir, how to select the 1000 records from the first class? Now, you separate within this df of output variable. What are the output variable is there? Your output variable. Wherever it is equal to class is equal to 0. This is class 0, class 1. Now, you'll get a separate data frame, created separate data frame. In this data frame, how many records will be there? 99,000 records will be there. In this data frame, df1.sample, there is a function called as sample and give the 1000. Automatically, it will select randomly 1000 samples. Yes, head means first bias. Again, it is going to be bias. Na? So randomness, I want more randomness. Sir, why you require more randomness, sir? Every time random. Because tomorrow's data also is going to be anything. The more randomness is there, the more accuracy on the random data also is there, the more in the real life it will work. If you make it as bias, you expect that type of data only in the future also. Sir, I have considered only a good data, sir. Suddenly you are giving a bad data for me because I have created my model with only good data, sir. So please share the good data only you'll expect. But you have created with any type of data, sir, you share any data, sir, no problem. My machine was created with all the types of data. If you share the worst data also, my machine can handle. That is called as random. So we have to create the model on the random data. So that is the reason here you are going to create DF2, a separate one. Now DF2, how many records are there? Only 1000 records. DF1 is, now forget about DF1. Now you take the DF3. DF3 is equal to DF of, in the original data, wherever the output is equal to 1. How many records are there here? 1000 records. So here 1000 records are there here 1000 records. These two you concat. These two records you concat. So total now how many records? 2000 records. Work on that. So 1000 records of one data set, one category, 1000 records of one category. This is called as undersampling. Okay. Undersampling means under majority class, which is having the major class, that one in that you are going to select. Sir, if the major class is having 1500 records, minority class is having 500 records, select 500 records. 520 are there, select from 1500 520. 600 is there, select from 1500 600. So that both are equal. What are the minority class is that number of records you select from the majority class, so that both of them are equal. Now, this is undersampling. Second one is called as oversampling. Oversampling means what are the 1000 records are there? This you are going to multiply 99 times. So 1 lakh records you are going to convert as 1,98,000 records. So 99 times if you multiply 99,000 records, you'll get 99,000. Total is 1,98,000. 1,98,000 records you are going to create and you are going to work, which is by duplication. But anyways, we have to drop the duplicates now. So this is the first one. This we should not apply. In the interview, they'll ask how to handle the imbalanced data. We are having undersampling technique, oversampling technique. Oversampling technique is going to be done by using the duplication. Are we going to do this? No, we should not do this one because it is simply duplicating. Generally, we will not keep the duplicate records. Duplicate means same data sharing to the machine one more time means it is called as imposition. Whenever you are going to do the imposition, by-heartness will come. Rather than understanding, by-heartness will come. By-heartness means overfitting problem will come. In our case, overfitting. Wherever the word by heart is there, by heart means equal to overfitting in machine learning. Okay. So overfitting problem will be there. Then what is the third option means smart technique. 99.99% in the real life will apply this. Smart. Now what is meant by smart means, okay. So we are going to apply this smart technique. Yes, we have to check whether the data is imbalanced or not. Okay, output variable, you are going to apply value counts now. For the output variable, if you apply the value counts, you are going to check. And this logic is applied only for the classification data, not for the regression. Only for classification data, you have to apply this logic. Now, whenever you apply the smart technique, now smart means synthetic minority oversampling technique. Full form is. Now, what is meant by synthetic minority? Means here again, it is going to create these 1000 records into 99,000 records. But this time, synthetic data will be created. Not the duplication will be done. Synthetic data. What is meant by synthetic data? For example, above record, you are having with 0. Below record, 0.1 will be created. 0.04, 0.02. Like that, they will create the synthetic data. which will be almost close to the original one, but it is not the same. That is called as synthetic data. So synthetic data, by applying the KNN algorithm, it will apply the logic of KNN algorithm. Who is the nearest neighbors are there? For the nearest neighbors, just it will add the small numbers. For example, in the nearest neighbor 0 is there, it will take the 0.001. It will not affect. Both are same, but a different data. So like that, we are going to apply the synthetic. Fourth option is there, assemble. In your assemble algorithm, this logic will be applied. So here, you are going to separate the majority class into, for example, you are having majority class 3000 records, minority 1000 records. You have to apply 3 undersampling techniques. First one is 1000 records you have to create. 1000 records you have to create. Again 1000 records. Like that, you have to take 3. Total 3000 are there now. Out of 3000, first you take 1000. And what are the 1000 you have selected here? You take another 1000 here. What are the another 1000 is it? Next 1000 you take here. Now, for this, how we can write the code means, sir, if I apply df.sample means automatically same record one more time I may get now. So in order to avoid that one, what we are going to use means ilog function. Sequential order, first 1000 records, first model, second 1000 records, second model, third 1000 records, third model. And we are going to see the majority vote, which is your random forest. So for assemble techniques, if you are applying means no need to apply this logic. Now, out of all of them, which is the best one means, according to me, the first one is the best one. But the problem in the first one is it will reduce the number of records. You don't want to get less number of records. You want to work on the more number of records means then go to the smart. Either apply the smart or go with the undersample. Sir, I'm having good amount of data, sir. For me, 1000 also more than sufficient, sir. Happy with thousands are also okay. Miss, go with undersampling. Is the point is clear? Either apply undersampling or smart. So that balance both of them. When you balance both of them, there is a high probability you'll get a good accuracy. Now, whoever has attempted their Kaggle competition, okay, at that time you have taken the entire data and blindly you have applied all the algorithms. Now, after cleaning and before trying to split in between, you try to do with respect to this smart technique or with respect to undersampling technique and make it as both of the classes as equal number of records. And now you apply. Already the code was there. Just you have to add one more line, one cell you have to add. Nothing you are not going to do. After that, again, shift enter, complete. Same fit on extend white line, same logic, same everything. Only accuracy will change. If accuracy is dropping, try with the smart technique. If accuracy is increasing, go with the undersampling only. Happily. In the undersample also, you are taking randomly only no, so there is no bias. Absolutely not a problem. If you are selecting a very good data within this means that is wrong. You are doing bias means it is wrong. Randomly you are going to choose now. So randomly only you are selecting no, so there is no problem in the undersampling. But data will be small. Instead of 1 lakh records, original data is 1 lakh means you are working only on 2000 records. You have reduced the data. So second option is smart. So try these two. So that one you try, this one also you can try. Right? Now, how to apply this one? What is the coding part? How to apply this one means the coding part separately. I'm going to upload this one. Okay. I will upload this one separately and please practice first this one. Later you apply in the capstrom project. First you practice separately this one. So in the classification folder, I'm going to upload this PPT and along with the coding part. Okay. First you practice separately this one and later you apply that logic on the capstrom project. So here I'm having some data set. And in the data set, with the original data set consists of the output variable of 900 records of class 0, 900 records of class 1, 100 records of class 0. Okay, when I applied the value counts. So here I'm going to load the data library called as imburn. Okay, IMB. IMB means imbalance. Imbalance learning. When the data is imbalanced, learning, how it is going to learn. Okay, So now here I'm going to apply the random undersampler. Random undersampler means randomly it is going to choose 100 records. Earlier I have told you df.sample of 100 concat all these things now. No need to even apply. Directly select this one. Sorry. Pandas, we are good means you go with that one only. If that is easy means that in the backend also that one only will be applied. Automatically in the backend it is going to apply the same. Okay. So here you are going to take from the data randomly. Now you are going to get class 0 of 100 records, class 1 also 100 records. Now if you go with the oversampling, 900 records, 900 records. So class 1, so earlier here what are in the PPT I have given us, in the PPT, what are the PPT I'm having? Instead of 900, 100. 900 and 100 are there. Then what you are going to do in undersample? You are going to select from 900, any 100 records you are going to choose. In the undersampling, you are going to choose any 100 records from this, 100 records from this, and you are going to create the model. This is called as undersampling. Oversampling by duplication means these 100 records, what are the 100 are there into 9 times. Same thing, copy paste, copy paste, copy paste. In the backend also, it will do the same. Okay, it will copy 9 times and all the data frames will be concatenated. In the backend, the code is nothing but creation of data frames, multiple data frames. So duplication. If you want duplication, 900 records means go with the duplication like that. By applying the smart, synthetic data will be created. 900 will be done, but by using the synthetic data. Right? 3 options are there. So which is the best one means first try with the undersampler. That is the best option. Undersampler. Undersampler is not giving a good result. It is leading to underfitting. Underfitting means what I have told you. What is the solution for underfitting? Providing the more data. Exactly. Whenever you are having the underfitting problem, you have to provide the more data. Means if you are having with basically 1000 records are there. In the original data, 1000 are there. You have selected 900 of class 0, class 1 of 100 are there. Original data. I'm saying about original. Original data. Original data total 1000. Total is 1000. Out of 1000, 0 class is 900. Class 1 is 100. You have applied the undersampling. Undersampling means from this you have selected with 100 records. Here automatically anyways 100 records are there. Means you are working only on the 200 records. Now when you are working on 200 records and it has given the underfitting problem. What is the meaning of that? 200 records are not sufficient. I require more amount of records. For more amount of records, then what we have to do? We have to go to the smart technique. Whenever it is giving underfitting problem, go to the smart technique. If it is not giving underfitting problem, normal only is there, sir. No underfitting is there, miss, happy. Continue with the undersampler only. When we should not consider undersampler means when you are getting underfitting problem, then in that case, you should not consider. That is the disadvantage in the undersampler. Okay, is the point is clear? So just I'm going to upload this one also. Please check this one. And now here the same logic was applied. That is after handling the imbalanced data. Now they have applied the scaling and everything. Later they applied the modeling. All the ML algorithms one by one. Every algorithm, first logistic regression, followed by hyperparameter tuning, support vector missions, followed by hyperparameter tuning, decision tree, followed by hyperparameter tuning. And next one is random forest. For random forest, hyperparameter tuning. Like that, they have continued with the all the algorithms and for every algorithm, hyperparameter tuning. Each algorithm and their hyperparameter tuning. And once the hyperparameter tuning is completed, I'm going to make a model selection. A data frame was created with all the models, train accuracy, test accuracy, and CV. And from this, whichever the best model is there, that model we have finalized. And that model we have shared as a pickle, we have saved that one as a pickle file or a job lib file. Generally we'll store as pickle file, 99.99% pickle file. In some cases job lib file. So whatever the pickle file or job lib file, we are going to save that one and we are going to share it to the team. Now the same thing we have to write in the resume. Now how we are going to write? As per yesterday's class, whatever I have told you in the last class, in the resume, how we are going to mention this one means, so here project, just we are going to write credit card approval prediction and banking and finance description. Implemented the entire CRISPR-DM methodology, and by doing the optimization, identified the best model which gives the maximum accuracy of 84% or 85%. Algorithms applied are, these are the algorithms. Skills applied is this one, tools. Like that, you are going to write in the resume. For every project, what are the algorithms you have applied, you have to write clearly so that the user also will understand, the end person will understand, okay, this person has done these many algorithms. Is the point is clear? Now, coming to this. So as I've told you in the starting itself, today is going to be the basically last class. Okay, I have told you in the starting. So today is going to be the last class basically. Now, before concluding the today's last class or something like that, let us see what are the syllabus we have completed and whatever the things was uploaded for you. I think everyone has gone through your syllabus copy and everything. And already I have uploaded the resume, and sample resumes are also I have uploaded. Resume building PPT was uploaded, sample resumes are uploaded, and you can go through that, right? And today I'm going to create a new folder called as capstrom project. And in that capstrom project, I'm going to upload this one also. Right now, what are the course details are there? If you open your course contents, what are the course contents are there? So this course contents, we are going to have we discussed, I think earlier itself I have shown you this one. So entire core Python for data science, that libraries, what are the libraries are there, and what are the descriptive statistics, the entire descriptive statistics, whatever I have mentioned in the syllabus copy, that probability distributions, normal distribution, standard normal distribution, how to calculate the probability using the z-score, central limit theorem, confidence interval, everything, right? And high inferential statistics. Inferential statistics, what are the formulation of null and alternate hypothesis, what is type 1 error and what is meant by type 2 error, and with respect to incorrect acceptance of H0, incorrect rejection of H0, confusion matrix, one sample test, ANOVA test, chi-square test. What are the max? I have explained the matrices and eigenvalues during the PCA, and I have explained the calculus and saying that what is meant by differentiation and partial differentiation during the gradient descent in artificial neural networks. And I have told you what is maxima and minima during the linear regression. And I have told you the probability during the statistics, Bayes theorem during the Bayes theorem, Bayes algorithm. When we are working at the time, I have explained the Bayes theorem, addition rule and multiplication rule. All these things we have discussed during the statistics, where I have shown you with respect to the cards, playing cards example, and I have explained the multiplication rule and addition rule. And exploratory data analysis, univariate, bivariate, multivariate, data visualizations, right? And data cleaning, how to clean the data with missing values, outliers, encoding, transformation, scaling, discretization, filter methods, wrapper methods, embedded methods, PCA. While writing the PCA, I have written clearly ML algorithm. This is an ML algorithm which you have to import from the sklearn and you have to fit on the data. And in the machine learning regression, I have told you the OLS technique by using the ordinary least squares. Some of the squares of error should be minimum. And I have completed the algorithms. And I have told you what is meant by MAE, MSC, RMSC, R square, adjusted R square. And classification algorithms. These are the list of classification algorithms which I have worked. And while explaining, I have told you confusion matrix, what is accuracy, what is F1 score, precision, recall, sensitivity, specificity, TPR, FPR, ROC, and AUC curve. And clustering algorithms, K means hierarchical DB scan. Market basket analysis with a priori algorithm in the association rules. Recommendation engines, I have told you, user based, item based. And we have worked on one of the example with respect to movies dataset. Time series, I have explained what is meant by stationarity and ACF, PACF and ARIMA models, all this. Along with this, we have added the Sarimax also, where it is aligned with the seasonality. Model selection, I have told you with respect to overfitting and underfitting, bias variance trade-off, cross-validation, hyperparameter tuning. ML pipeline means step-by-step execution. How we are going to execute the step-by-step in the order of execution, including today's class of capstrom project also. And ML deployment. What are the ML deployment we are going to do in the Flask? We have seen how to deploy the model. In the NLP, we have discussed. Okay, deep learning, artificial neural networks, convolution neural networks, RNN, LSTM, and NLP. In the CV, we have seen how to work on the images and how to draw the rectangles, and face detection, how to do eye detection or face detection, and video processing, how to apply. And within the SQL, we have seen with respect to different commands till the joins. Okay, and once this is completed, Tableau, how to connect the data, how to select the data, and how to create the various charts. And all these charts, if keep in a single one, is called as dashboard. And these are the tools which have worked. Everything was done. For your here, I have added Azure basically. Okay, at the time I have told you we are going to discuss the Azure AI 900. Now, if I open this Azure, what are the Azure AI 900 is there? So just in the Google, just you can type Azure AI 900. Okay, Microsoft Azure AI fundamentals. Okay, so here directly itself you can select the India and you can schedule the exam directly from here itself. You can pay from here itself. But syllabus, what are the syllabus related to that syllabus? Everything I'm going to explain. Already AI, you know the second part. If you see the syllabus here, okay, what are the syllabus is there? How to work on the machine learning on Azure, how to work on computer vision on Azure, NLP on Azure. So I no need to explain again for you what is machine learning, what is regression, classification, clustering. I no need to explain those things. Directly I have to show you what is Azure. In the Azure, what is with respect to IaaS, that is infrastructure as service, PaaS, that is platform of the service, SaaS, that is software as the service. How we have to use the Azure services. Within the Azure, how we have to implement the ML and AI. And once we understand this one, automatically you can take even this certification also. And this certification and NASCOM certification, sir, what is the use of certification means? It is going to be brand value when compared to others. These, what are the certifications you have completed? You are going to get one logo. That logo you are going to tag in your LinkedIn profile. That is going to be an advantage. That is going to have some edge when compared to others. That something. Okay. So these things, yes, already I have uploaded the NASCOM questions and everything in the drive. You can check your drive in that NASCOM related PDF. Oh, questions are not uploaded. Okay. I'm going to upload the questions also here. So NASCOM questions, and as Swati is saying that how to connect the Python